Well, here we go with the first of our finals, the women's pairs, and in lane one, closest to you, the McHarg sisters for America. To their right, in lane two, this is Denmark, Christina Rindam and Maria Vra. Then Australia, who won the Olympic title a year ago, but this is a different partnership. They go in lane three. Lane four, Romania, with Veronica Koshela setting the rhythm in the stroke seat. Very experienced, just hidden behind the canopy. In lane number five, Canada, Emma Robinson and Alison Korn. And furthest away from you, the Russian duo. So lane one closest to you, lane six furthest away.
Well, we're in for a very exciting one here. I think the Canadians are a crew to watch. Two girls from the Canadian 8 that won the Olympic silver medal last year, Emma Robinson and Alison Korn. So they're the ones to watch. Romania will be very close to them as well. The United States pair, the McHarg sisters, they were in the American 8. You see them closest to the camera. They were in the American 8 that came fourth last year in the Olympics. So we've got some very experienced people in this final. Good to have this split screen here. We can see, we can get some comparisons between the way that the crews are taking off from the start. On the left there, Australia in yellow. Very long already forward there, getting into their stride, whereas the Romanians on the right, very quick forward, long solid strokes in the middle there through to the finish.
And it is indeed the Canadians who've made the most impressive of the start as we come through the first quarter. They're two from the top of the screen, and that is Emerson Robinson and Alison Korn, and it is their characteristic to go out very positively, and they have a good advantage over the Australians in lane number three, green and gold. And so far it's Canada from Australia, and then just on the top of your picture there, the Russians would be just about in third place. And closest to you now, the McHarg sisters.
Yes, there's the McHarg sisters. They're very experienced. They've been in the American team for the last 4 or 5 years, and they've been very much the sort of backbone of that US 8. Here they are now matching the Canadian stroke for stroke, but already back in fourth. It's Canada going through the 500 metres well in the lead, about 3/4 of a length up on Australia.
And this title, of course, won in the Olympic Games by the Australians. That was Megan Still and Kate Slater having a year out. And they won the world title in 1995. The last World Championships, of course, in Tampere and Finland. And now the Canadians in close-up. It's
Alison Korn there in the stroke seat and Emma Robinson at bow. Very experienced. They're rowing in both events here. They're rowing in the 8 as well later tomorrow. But here, rowing in the middle of their 8, these are the two people who are strongest probably in the 8, picked to row the pair as well. And a very good choice too, because they're well out in front, a length up on the field.
Emma, who hails from Winnipeg, and Alison from Ottawa. And now a switch to the Australians, their closest pursuers at this moment. And this is Bronwyn Thompson and Rachel Taylor. Bronwyn setting the rhythm, Rachel sitting in the bow seat picking it up.
Picking it up very well indeed. You watch the stroke there, really getting in at her full reach, missing nothing there at all at the front end. Australians are technically very, very good. They had a very good Olympic year, came back with a hatful of medals. This year they've not had quite so many finalists, but they're regrouping. They've got a very good system back in Australia, and these two athletes here are very much at the top of their group. But they can't at the moment match this pair from Canada, who have got a good length clear.
Now the question is, Dan, have they gone out a bit too hard? They're in the driving seat. They can look left and right and respond to any challenges, providing they've got enough petrol in the tank. But surely they're going to come under a bit of pressure later.
Well, I would expect so, but they're looking extremely comfortable. They've got a lovely rhythm set up there. They're very well matched in height, good length together there, and they've opened up to 2 lengths there. Very, very, very commanding performance there from them. At halfway, 2 lengths up, and no one's going to catch them.
Australia just shading there Romania for second and third, then the United States with the Russians, and at the moment just at the back there Denmark, and that's the order at the half distance, but they do look smooth.
Very long and rangy. It's very nice strokes there, rowing with great power through the middle of the stroke there. Very well placed at the front end, good strong positions, good outside shoulders, and they've made a little move there, just saw them move up there again, just want to make a little bit more of it, get a bit more space between them and the following pack, but they've got 2 lengths now, 2 lengths clear, moving up to 3 lengths. Very, very good looking pair, that.
And part of the Al Morrow group, which continues to produce terrific cruise in the women's division.
Well, you can say that again. Al's had a lot of success. Remember how the Canadians were winning both the 8 and the 4, consistently doubling up with their gold medals, and they had spares coming in when anybody got ill. They've been producing fantastic medal results over these last 5 or 6 years. Here, pushing now to try and get into second place is Romania. Romania usually expect to be up there with the leaders in women's rowing. Big, strong athletes, spend a lot of time on the water there. Now we see them here in side view, and they're beginning to mount a real challenge on Australia. Australia, who were holding second place. I think it's Romania now moving through there, and they've really pushed up the rate, moving very well indeed now as they take up the challenge, chasing after the Canadian pair.
Yes, and Coachella there in the stroke seat, very experienced, gold medal winning 8 last year, the Romanians in Atlanta. But at the moment, it's all Canada coming through to the last quarter.
Now, a lot of people look, that's Canada well up there in front. My goodness, that's nearly 3 lengths there. And indeed, Romania have taken second place, and very, very determinedly taken the second place from Australia, who faded rather badly there in that 500 metres. But there are a lot of athletes here doubling up in the 8s and the pairs and 4s in women's rowing. A lot of doubling up going on, and we'll be seeing these athletes again tomorrow in the 8s. But here it's Canada, Alison Korn, Emma Robinson, being chased now by Romania, but Romania ain't going to catch them. They've got 3 lengths advantage, and it's Romania going for the second place.
Well, these are big gaps by any measure. The Romanians comfortably in second place, and maybe a little burst here on the Russians. That angle's quite deceptive. The Russians, though, trying to put pressure. They're squeezing on the Australians. They've really moved in the middle 1,000, and they're making themselves felt, and they look the better to me at the moment, Dan.
Yes, they've judged it much, much better. I think the Australians went out to try and hold on to the Canadians, and I think they're going to lose that now, that third place, to Russia. Russia seem to have moved through them. Russia judging their race far more effectively and look as if they're going through, but no one's going to catch the Canadians.
Well, this Canadian duo have done it gun to tape. They haven't quite got to the tape yet, but I tell you what, if Megan Still and Kate Slatter, Olympic champions who've taken a year out, see a videotape of this, they might be a bit concerned about these two.
Well, you can say that again. Look at the distance that they've opened up there on the field as they come up towards the last few strokes. And it's Romania in second place. Romania, very, very good push in the middle there to get them past Australia. They look like they'll be comfortable in the second place. But here, yes, indeed, it's Russia moving well away now from Australia. Australia trying to hang on to the third place. But it looks as if it's Russia moving ahead there, putting pressure on the Romanians. And it's Canada in first place. It's Romania comfortably in second. And indeed, it's Russia just overlapping in third place with Australia under pressure, but just holding on for fourth.
Denmark in 5th, and the United States, a little disappointing, the McHarg sisters in 6th place. But these two Canadians, very impressive, and they've done what Kathleen Heddle and Marnie McBean did for Canada back in 1991, and we all know what they went on to do.
But look at that, look at the distance there. 3 lengths there, Romania in second place, a length clear just about on a fast closing Russia.
So confirmation, Canada led at every stage of the race. The Romanians, who really moved up to push past Australia, as did the Russians.
But look at this. This was very, very composed and very elegant racing. Power there in the middle of the stroke. Terrific send on the finish of the stroke there. Good middle part there past the pin. Good length forward.
Emma Robinson and Alison Korn take the Women's Pairs Championship for Canada.